Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is a fantastic game, but how does it play in VR? Well, with the help of Labo VR, we're about to find out. Hey guys, VidViewer20 back again, and with the newest update of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, we now have the ability to play in VR mode. That is, of course, if you actually have the VR goggles that was made available with the newest Nintendo Labo kit. Now, I personally only got the goggles themselves. I didn't want like the elephant and all that weird stuff that came with the kit. So this is only 40 bucks, and I only got this because I knew Nintendo was going to release updates for their games to play in VR mode. They did it with The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, they did it with Super Mario Odyssey, and now they're doing it with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Is it worth getting this just for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate? No, it definitely is not, and here is why. The whole thing is completely pointless. You can't play online with this thing at all. You can only play, offline matches with computers. You can't do stock matches, which is, I don't really know why. You can only play in timed matches. I really don't know why they chose to do that, and you're very limited on the stages that you can choose from. It's like less than half the stages that you can originally choose from that you can do in VR mode. I don't know why they did that or not. If you know why, leave a comment below. I honestly have no idea. I think playing in VR mode against the computers, it's almost, to me, it's like, it's cool, but it's like when you get flown around, because Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Super Smash Bros. In general is all about flying your opponents off the stage, and when you're like getting flung up in the air, you're literally playing like this, and it's like you have to look as you're flying around, and you really sometimes, depending on how many computers you're playing against, you lose track of yourself. Like you get flung around and you're like, oh crap, I gotta try to recover, and you're trying to do your up B special and recover, and you just kind of lose track of yourself, and it's really, really frustrating because it's really hard to do it in VR mode. I'm gonna be honest, because we all know the resolution when you're playing in VR mode isn't the greatest. I will say this though, the resolution and the image quality in VR mode is a lot better than, in my opinion, than Super Mario Odyssey. Definitely a lot better than Breath of the Wild, and way better than the actual mini games that came with the VR goggles. So I will give them that. It does look a little bit better. It's still pretty grainy, I'm not gonna lie. But definitely this is not really meant to play, honestly. Now this really does shine a little bit when you're just viewing computers, fight. So you can kind of really zoom in and out. They give you the option to zoom in and out. And it's almost like sightseeing. So you can put on these goggles and you can zoom in and out and look around the environment. And it's really, really cool. They say to stay seated, and they probably want you to be like on a chair like this that kind of moves around. But I stand up and I just make sure you have plenty of room so you don't bump into anything. And I just look around, and you can really take in the sights and see some really hidden details on certain levels that you've never seen before. Like I was on the Mushroom Kingdom level, and I had no idea there was like a busy beetle bouncing on a spring in the background. You never would have seen that unless you had these goggles, because you have to zoom in and it's like way out of place. Another weird thing is sometimes if you can actually look at places that you're not supposed to see, the developer had no intentions on you seeing, it just turns to a black screen, because you really shouldn't be seeing there. So it does kind of lose some of its magic, because you can kind of see how they did certain details in the levels, but I don't know. So it is cool. I don't recommend playing in VR, especially if you're trying to, have a good experience. But if you want to do some sightseeing and look at some of the hidden details in the levels, you definitely can do this, and it's fun for probably a good 5 to 10 minutes, and then you'll probably never use it again, unfortunately. So this is my little review, guys, of VR and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Leave a comment below. Let me know, have you tried it yet? What do you think of these VR goggles in general? Again, they're only $39.99. This is a free update for Smash Bros., so you can't really complain too much about it. But as always, guys, leave a comment below and let me know what you guys think. And as always, guys, that's pretty much all for right now, and there'll be more to come shortly, guys. Thanks again.